Good morning, Karen. I'm showing you a video to show you what I meant by creating a timeline. Now, the timeline I've created is a vertical timeline. It can be that or horizontal. What I want to do is just show you some of the ideas that I've included in this. Now, I'm not saying this is a perfect version. In fact, using the Kubrick, which is on the assignments target, I would say that this is probably closer to a good one rather than an excellent one, because there are details that I don't think I've included that aren't here. Now, what I've got is, I've said here a timeline. It's got to be in order, so I put the start scale down. This one is split over 2 pages, but what I've done here is I put the date, which is 500 BC, which is Democritus was the person that Democritus, which is the person who actually suggested this idea, and he said this is the atomic theory, that all stuff is made up of particles that cannot be broken down or broken up. So this is the idea of an atom which is indivisible, which is what the word atom means. Now, he said that everything's made up of atoms and there is empty space in between. I then included the next person which came up with a suggestion from this, which was in 1800s, which is John Dalton. Now, John Dalton said that these were solid spheres. Okay, now this model stayed in place until J.J. Thomson looked at this, and he said that the atoms themselves cannot be solid spheres. There needs to be some explanation about why he came up with that suggestion. And he said that basically, he thought that the atom was made of a positive, generally a ball of positive charge, but there were discrete negative areas inside this positive charge. Now, this was described as the plum pudding model. Maybe more explanation could be included on how that happens. I've then gone on to include ideas like Ernest Rutherford and how his gold sheet experiment implied that, disproved that. What I then had to do, unfortunately, with this one, is I then had to split that over 2 pages to describe how the information went on to take this. Now, this is a repeat of pretty much the previous slide, and then I've scrolled up to talk about the nuclear model. I've wrote a comment here which says, but if you've got this positively charged nucleus and then this area of negative charge around it, why doesn't the negative charge be attracted to the positive charge and it just collapse? We've then got the suggestion of Mills Bohr that they're in. And so you can start to see Ernest Rutherford responded to Mills Bohr, then James Chadwick responded to Mills Bohr, and then the nuclear model. This could be fleshed out more with an explanation of what's going on here. This is what I am expecting, but in probably a slightly bit more detail and a little bit more organised for your course, for your first part of your assignment. The last part of the assignment, and I'm going to move across to that now, this is the document that you would have been sent. Now, if you scroll, and I know this is a big document, there's a lot of information in here. If you scroll down to the last section of this, it says there's summary problems, which is 121 to 135. These are the summary questions that I also want you to include. If you want, please don't do this. You can extract that page out of your Word document and create a new Word document with just those questions in it and send them back to me. Based on these questions and the timeline, I will decide what grade you get for that piece of work. It's just a part of revision to keep you going. These concepts are touched upon again if you're doing A-level chemistry, which is where we need to start thinking, what are we doing with our qualifications? How are we moving on? I know there's a lot of upheaval at the moment about what grades people are getting. There's not much we can talk about that at the moment. I just want to get us to be able to take our qualifications and move them on.